Welcome to our Foundation of Personal Success web series. I'm your host, Coach Maratib from UK, and we are discussing what are the core values which are responsible for personal success. And from last couple of weeks, we are discussing very important core values such as humility, courage, integrity, and today we are going to discuss another core value for personal success, and that is abundance. Abundance we call also abundance mentality, and how this could change our life and answer most of the fundamental question in our life we ask from ourselves. So we will discuss today some couple of videos, quick videos I will show you, some discussion as well. Also, we will read one or two page from the book as well, and some couple of daily examples from our life as well. So that's we are going to discuss as well. So uh, it's just a 20-second video. So I want to announce that we do discuss on every Sunday, 8 p.m. British Standard Time, on the same link. And also, um, we need some volunteers to work with us. If somebody is interested, please let me know after finishing the session. You can join ourselves on Google Classroom free of charge. This is a class code, and you can email us on this email address as well anytime. I will respond you myself. There are some notable links before I continue our session. This is our business website, and this is my blog website where I write blogs. This is the Facebook 7 Habits, uh, which have more than 31,000 members. This is a business page of our 7 Habit. Also, this is a Facebook of our business website, and this is a YouTube channel where I upload all recording of these sessions. So you can watch previous recording as well. And if you haven't subscribed our YouTube channel, you can subscribe this as well. So before the session, please respect the privacy of the others. You can take the notes. Mute your microphone all the time, but if you have any question or you want to comment or you want to share some story, whether you are going to have an audio or the video, you're very welcome. And you can raise your hand as well, or you can chat in the box as well. So this session is for everyone who is a reality seeker, who's a truth lover, who loves criticism, and who can see herself or himself in a critical way so that we can make something great change in our life. So let's begin our session. There are hundreds of values which every individual is responsible, and many of the values we are already in practice, but many of the values which are core values, which are we are discussing every week nowadays, in every Sunday, and so we will discuss these one by one as well. Like next week, we will discuss wisdom, the value of wisdom. What is a wisdom? So this is just for reminder. And the values are different from the skills. Skills are something which we earn money as well, or which we learn by getting training as well. Um, but we are not discussing any skills because we are discussing only the core values as well. This is just a reminder. Now, this let's start it. What you are seeing in the picture? Well, you can see is there are so many fruits. It's look like it's a rich stuff there, and that place must also be very rich in terms of food, meals, prosperity, success, possessions, isn't it? Um, and what about this one? When you see this one, it's look like uh, opposite of what I spoke earlier. Uh, Less food, less money, might be there is no as such possession, a dirty place, or something which is we don't want to be there. Even we don't want to eat these fruit, isn't it? Now, if we go back our first one, any thought which is coming on your mind is obviously the positive feeling you are getting, and when you see this, you have maybe pity on the situation, or maybe you think that that's not something which you like to see, isn't it? The first picture is referring as abundance, as prosperity, happiness, and the second picture is the place or situation where our negative energies or thoughts reflect on us. We have to avoid it because of our ego and survival mechanism within ourselves. So we will definitely avoid from this thing. First thing is first picture is abundance. The second is maybe we call it scarcity. Uh, when we have the thought that the things are finishing, and I have to grab my thing so that no other person can snatch from me, because and I don't care about others, maybe my family, friends, maybe my colleagues, maybe someone in society, or maybe hundreds of thousands of millions of other people. I don't care about them, but what I care about them, I need abundance, I need possession, because eventually I have a fear that that will finish one day, or I can be a poor man or poor lady. So this type of thought. We will discuss in very detail about this thing. Our thoughts are good? What should we uh, perceive the situation in a right way so that we can proceed and make positive change in our life? Before we going to, let's literally think about or what literally meaning of abundance. I took this from the Cambridge dictionary. The literal meaning of abundance, the situation or amount in which there is more than enough for something. And it does mean um that it's sufficient for everyone. There is something for everyone, and everyone can get anything. Don't need to worry about that there is lack of something. There are some couple of examples. There was an abundance of food at the wedding. We all seem to have an abundance of those plastic grocery bags. Grapes and olives grow in abundance in the valley. So we use abundance in our language often, and it is a very positive word. But basically, the abundance is a mindset. It is a paradigm, what Dr. Stephen is called. And how does it work in our mind? What we see and perceive our world around us, we discuss in our mind in terms of abundance or in terms of scarcity, which is opposite of abundance. So, like Dr. Stephen Covey is saying, the abundance mentality flow out of a deep inner sense of personal worth and security. It is the paradigm that there is plenty out there and enough for everybody. Commas close, full stop, quote finish. So it's very self-explanatory understanding of abundance mentality. But the human mind or human ego does not confine on this abundance mentality. We have a second half of the pattern in our mind, in our brain, basically. And that gives us the feeling, no, that will finish one day, or sooner or later it will finish. I have to do, I have to grab more. I have to earn more money. I have to buy a bigger house. I have to buy more clothes for winter. I have to earn more things for my children, so my children should not be suffer. Or there are scarcity thought, or something will run out. That is absolutely comes in our mind when we think about positively, or something about related to abundance stuff or abundance resources. Now, uh, I would like to say that the abundance is a greatest core value which everyone could have. If you think that you want to be leader or you are leader, then just judge yourself. Do you think in terms of money, in terms of food, in terms of house? Even though you have a limited, are you thankful? Do you have a gratitude? Do you feel gratefulness what you have at the moment? If your answer is no, you need more, then there is a sign of scarcity mindset, I'm afraid. Because the abundance is the greatest quality of leaders. Like Dr. Stephen says, I mentioned in previous sessions as well. Here, if at the bottom, if you see, the abundance mentality is a core value, which is a grandchild of integrity. And how integrity you develop by um, by mutual combination of humility and courage. And from there you get the abundance mentality. So how the abundance mentality, if you have the feeling, if you have a paradigm about that, and you do not have a scarcity feelings or mature thoughts about a scarcity mindset, then it means you are a person of integrity, and you somehow is a courageous person. And because of you are down to earth, you do see the life uh, as a humility person, as a down to earth person, because you follow the principles. You know this all is a part of system. But the scarcity mindset is opposite of these things. I will come to you how you can develop the abundance mentality, and how you can have the scarcity mindset turn into the abundance one. Like there is I this is my quote. I believe that the paradigm of abundance is crucial for personal success. It is God gifted values. One can get benefits immensely. However, this mindset can be learned to practice, to envision our new life of abundance of things everywhere. Uh, so going, because we need to cover a lot of things, I'm going to go further. Now let's discuss in details about abundance and scarcity. Why I'm choosing the scarcity? Because if scarcity is the opposite of abundance, if we will recognize what are the scarcity, then the opposite we will identify and recognize as a abundance. The same thing is opposite. If we will recognize the values or things which are affiliated or linked with abundance, the opposite will be scarcity. And then we will find a more better understanding of this. So that is my handwriting. I apologize if you could not understand, because I did this activity on my iPad with my Apple Pencil, and as but I want to show you here, and we want to discuss. We will discuss in detail between both, and that will be give you very comprehensive and brief understanding. Uh, so abundance is very related with proactive nature. That the person um, who is very proactive, who wants to take initiative, who does not care about past, who does not believe as such nature or nurture, who believe on principle, they believe also on abundance. So that type of people, their nature is very proactive. They must be following like a habit number one by Dr. Stephen Covey, which is be proactive. So proactive people, they are believer of abundance as well. Uh, the second thing which relate, they also believe in both side of win-win situation. They want to win, and they other people to win as well. And that's why how they develop the intercorporate cooperation between two people or two parties as well. So if you believe that, or someone who's dealing with the opposite to this, obviously they are in scarcity. Scarcity, I will come later, but this is related with abundance. So abundance is very affiliated or directly linked with win-win type of mindset as well. It is also related with synergistic spirit, because in synergistic spirit, you do not authorize the situation. You don't be, do not become authoritative type of person. Whether you believe on team or cooperation, you appreciate your team or your partner or your children or any people who are involving in some situation. So you build synergy phenomena, and yet that spirit is very related with abundance as well. So they are they are correlated with each other, you know. So uh, also uh, there is a sense of personal worth or high self-esteem. If you think that you have a high self-esteem, it means that you will more likely to believe on abundance, and you will be away from scarcity. Many people, when they lose their self-esteem, or somebody hurt them, or somebody disappoint them, and if it's hit your sense of personal worth, you lose some confidence, you lose some personal dignity, uh, more or soon realize that you will be victim of scarcity. And that's why the personal worth and sense to feel high, on a high place in ourselves, is relate with the abundance. You will be believer on abundance in your life as well. That's very important thing as well. No. Uh, it is also abundance directly related with personal security. Personal security, and these security, my personal security, myself, like I'm Maratib, or yourself is Jenny or Mona or Cho, uh, or other people who are watching this. uh, your personal security are protected by your belief set. If you have these belief set or these type of belief sets, you will identify, or you should identify yourself as a person who believe on abundance mentality. Now, what are these beliefs or set of beliefs on a basic level? I'm talking about on the basic level, not on an advanced level. That is also taught by Dr. Stephen Covey. These are the basic stuff. So if you are believer on power of choice, you think that you will take the decision and you will choose one of the decision out of, you could take many decision. It means that you believe on abundance. Yeah. So but if you don't have choice, it means that you are going to be victim of scarcity mindset. The second belief is you are believe on principle of harvest, you principle of hardworking, principle of honesty, principle of integrity, principle of synergy, and there are so many natural principle. If you are believing or you are running your life with the natural principle in your personal life and your maybe family life, or at work, or in a politics, or any setting which you are working, you will be a person of with abundance mentality. Yeah. And the third belief is a combination of four things, which we call it physical intelligence, mental intelligence, emotional intelligence, or Dr. Stephen called it's a social intelligence as well. And fourth is spiritual intelligence. If you are nourishing, if you are flourishing, if you are enhancing, if you are increasing these four intelligences or four areas in your life on daily basis or weekly basis, you are doing activities, positive activities, then you are the person who believe on abundance mentality. You know, so physically, mentally, emotionally, or socially, or spiritually. So these are the four dimension you must work on, so that you will be stay within abundance circle, and you will be very um, great person in your eye as well. The sixth is of integrity. Like I mentioned the diagram from the eighth habit previously, where the integrity is a of um, father of abundance mentality. So if you are a person of integrity, you must have abundance thoughts, and you will make better decisions. The same thing is humility. Humility is a grandmother of yourself. I mean abundance. So abundance. If you have abundance, it means that your roots are also somehow down to earth, or you will be person of humility. Or because, and the power of humility I described in 1 or 2 weeks ago. You can watch my YouTube channel. There is a video on humility, um, and you will understand how humility is very important for your success. Regardless if you want to become millionaire, you want to become entrepreneur, or you want to have some other health or relationship goals, anything, but you cannot get truly these all success and virtues until you have a humility. And the same is courage. The eighth is the courage. Courage is also the grandfather of abundance, because abundance is a child of integrity. So, see, these are very interlinked core values. And unfortunately, nowadays, we are missing these things. And because we are missing these things, that's why um, we are not truly happy people. Instead of we doing so much hard work, we wake up in the morning, we do so many rituals, we go office, we do our business, we manage our partner, we manage and sort out our children's, we make so many things all the day and in the night, but still we are unsatisfied. We are very not really happier people in our life, even though we doing lot of things as well, because of lack of these values, these core values, and especially which we are talking about today, abundance. So abundance is a paradigm. If you don't have that paradigm or pattern, you will be eventually collapse sooner or later. And how it is important, I'm going to have a very little comparison with its opposite notion, which is a scarcity. Now let's discuss about the scarcity of the same point which I discussed about abundance mentality. So uh, scarcity mindset, and which are things directly linked with scarcity. Scarcity is directly linked with the reactive mode of yourself. We react to see the situation. For example, if there is no weather good outside, we start to react. Oh, what a bad weather! Excuse me. What a bad weather outside. Oh, that's that's rubbish. Oh, and we start to uh, use bad words, bad feeling. If some bad customer you come across, you start to uh, curse yourself or to the customer. If you have a challenge with your partner or your children, you start to react them or with themselves. All these are directly linked with your scarcity mindset, because sooner or later your uh, that relationship or that situation become more worse, because you do not have control on yourself and because of your reactive nature. And that is very well written by Dr. Stephen Covey in the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People book, uh, and in which the habit number one is particularly addressing on this reactive nature. Yeah, you can go through that as well. There is a second thing is you either will believe on win lose game or lose lose, um, and nowadays it's become very known. So if you are not winning, you are not winner, it means you are loser. Or somebody is not winner, it means he or she is a loser. Or you will set up, if you can't get it, I will not allow her or him to get it as well. So you believe on lose lose. This is absolutely cannot be acceptable in a leader's life, in your life, if you want to have a true nature of the success. Scarcity mindset, you can eventually recognize if you have these type of feelings. And this is related with habit number 4 in the 7 habit highly effective people group. Habit number 4, which is think win-win. So you can go through that habit, you will directly deal with this aspect of scarcity mindset. Uh, it's if you think that you have a very authoritative type of agenda, I will say, or you don't care about other in family or with your partner, whether it's a husband or it's a wife or it's your partner, or in your office, if they are employee or your colleague or your junior or your senior or your manager or boss, whatever, if you do have a one way or two-way communication style, yeah, that also leads to scarcity, because you cannot produce miracle like synergy. you will not create a very different result which synergistic relationships create. So that type of thinking, if you have, or you are trying to dictate your other person, you think that the other person is a matter, other person is a other person is a thing, you know. So then this scarcity mindset will eventually in break up the relationship in family as a husband or wife, or as a just partner in a civil partnership, or in office. You will lose the job or you will be fired sooner or later. So, or if you are a businessman or you are entrepreneur, you will eventually be alone with very poor sales at the end of the day. That's very much you. And all entrepreneurs must be believing on abundance. Otherwise, scarcity will kill their business. And nowadays, even the coronavirus environment and COVID-19, you situation can't afford you be authoritative enough, or you have one way or two way of thinking. You must be a synergistic person so that you can avoid the scarcity to get the desired result in a difficult situation like COVID-19 we are witnessing nowadays, unfortunately. uh, you will, if you have a low self-esteem and low confidence, then eventually the next step you what you will do, or what the thought will come in your mind will be very scarcity. You think that if somebody hurt you, if you are a boss, or you are hurt by your employee or partner, or your husband or wife hurt you, or your children they hurt you, the very next action will be based on scarcity. You have to maintain your very high self-esteem, very high self-esteem, so that you will be person of abundance, you know otherwise it's very difficult, very very difficult. The same thing is about, you will be insecure, and your security will be limited by these things which are opposite of the other thing of abundance. You believe that there are limited things, whatever. If you are doing a job, you will eventually say, oh, I will not have a job after this job, because there is no jobs in the market, you know there is no enough money in a market, there is no enough businesses in a market, there is no enough customers in a market. If you are deceived by your boyfriend or girlfriend, you will um, lose trust on being a girlfriend or boyfriend, or opportunity to have date with someone. You will lose your confidence, because you are insecure by these things. And nowadays, when people have many boyfriends or girlfriends in their life, and eventually sooner or later they will be in broken relationships or damaged relationship, if they will have a scarcity mindset. The thing Same thing apply in a legal way. If you are a husband and wife, or you are in some sort of relationship, that will be insecured by, because you think that the other partner is a thing. You are limiting other person's freedom, and then you will eventually leave them. If you think that my boyfriend is just a boyfriend because he's a rich and I don't care about other, eventually you will lose him, because you are with him because of his rich uh, factor, because of his expensive car, because of his expensive or luxury lifestyle. And that does not last forever. Or your thoughts of that thing will not last forever. The same thing if he is thinking that you are the most gorgeous girl ever, and you are beautiful from every point, from every aspect, and that's the only uh, speciality in you, then eventually he will lose you, because that's a scarcity. It will lead to scarcity, because the beauty of the lady will not survive forever. the the lady is a combination of many intelligence, not only the physical or physical beauty, you know. So because he is thinking about the lady, she's only the beautiful species, and he is ignoring other her other dimensions as well. That's why he will lose her one day. And the same thing happens in children when we only identify one or two great things in children, and we ignore the other, because Dr. Stephen is saying a man is a complete whole person. The whole person is the one who have physical intelligence, mental intelligence, socio emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence. That makes the whole person. But if you are with any person with only one thing, specifically, and especially that thing which is have no moral grounds, which do not connect with any core values, then eventually you will lose that. That's why nowadays so many broken relationships are going on. Many people, girls and boys, they lose their confidence after breakup of their relationship. And then some fortunate people, they come back when they transform their life, they rebuild their mind, and they start to build in abundance mentality. So how the scarcity mindset affect your relationship and the quality of life, you know, in personal level, and also on a relationship, or on a family level as well. You will be think that there is a law of jungle, and you will be influenced by powerful people. You will not influenced by people who are really true from their heart. You will not influenced by people who will believe on abundance mentality. Yeah, because probably they may look poor people, low socioeconomic status, and they do not have powers as well, or may at least a less power than many people who believe in a law of jungle. And the law of jungle is who have more power, they have authority. And this actually, unfortunately, again, is linked with the scarcity mindset, because these law of jungle, or temporary powerful things, does not exist for longer. So you will eventually collapse in this thing if you are believe on these type of things, especially people who are in politics, or especially in dirty politics. Nowadays in our country, one party's politicians try to um, collapse uh, other opposite parties, um, because they think that they will come in a power and will do these type of things. But until they have a moral backgrounds or moral foundations, they won't successful. They will not have a positive impact either. So that's why we have to be believe on abundance. Uh, our intelligences will be backed by our laziness, low economic issues. If you are a poor person, there is chances you will be victim of scarcity mindset, because you will try to get the resources, or approach the resources through unethical means, illegal means, um, and because your mind is a victim, you think that you are victim continuously, you have a victimized thinking, because you are following social mirrors. You do not have your own fresh original agenda. You are followed by your social mirrors. You do what other people are doing for for temporarily materialistic success. Whether it suits you or not, you will blindly follow them. And that's why your ego will be misguided by your this type of lifestyle or mindset, and that all will lead the scarcity disaster in your life, you know. How, and you will lose your voice, you will be run by people, you will not be satisfied more than 5% in your life, if you are living in somehow which level. That's how the scarcity mindset leads you towards the failure. And that not only the failure, that's a disaster. That's because we are going away from the nature, we are going from away from real principle based life, a life with integrity, values, success. That's why we will lose everything. um, if we do not have integrity, and if you have duplicity, then we will be hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is also leading to our scarcity mindset, unfortunately. um, you will see from people who are around you, if they are in dual in nature, sometimes they may have a lip service. They are good in front of you, but they are very bad when they are at your back. They may have leg pull you if you are working. They will be backbiting. Uh, you know, these all will lead to scarcity. Because why people do these things? Because they believe in somehow scarcity mindset. They think that um, uh, uh, if they will not do this thing, they will lose. So they are actually in some sort of delusion, in some self-created delusion, that if they will not believe on law of jungle, if they will not follow social mirror, if they will not have money, so much money, or if then they will lose, or they will die, or they will die of hunger, they will lose sense worth. So that's the opposite things they will start to plot in their mind, so that will create a duplicity and hypocrisy as well, because their ultimate goal is to get money by hook and crook, by any means, or by success, whatever they call success it is. So that's why this is very important, that we are following the right values in our life, and we are inspiring ourselves, and obviously that will lead to inspiration too for others. We will also be very arrogant if we, and that arrogance or pride will lead to a scarcity mindset. If you belongs to a nation or a country or a tribe or a community, maybe you are very arrogant, or you feel that you are pride to being this. But for long term understanding, that also leads to in somehow scarcity, because you think you are the only great person or community person, or your community is a great and the other are less great, or maybe not great. So that's why that scarcity is very much make you arrogant. The last but the not the least is you will become cowardice. If you are cowardice, you do not have a courage for stand for something. It means you lack of integrity, you lack of humility, you lack of courage, and now the cowardice nature will be destiny for your life, and that will lead you to again the scarcity. Uh, but the last stuff in this, if I mention here in a blue thing, the if you believe in abundance, you will believe on unlimited resources. You think that there is unlimited things everywhere. Even somebody deceive you, you will not care about that thing. You will learn from the situation and you will go for another relationship. If that relationship go for somehow broken, you will not feel any worry. You will go for another thing, because you think that there are there are many people what whom you are looking for, and you will eventually find an ideal soulmate if you are looking for a soulmate, or if you are looking for a great employee or boss, or in any person in a particular role. So believing on unlimited potential of number of peoples or number of customer. If you are a businessman, you will eventually get them. I tell you from my first my own life, when I'm running a very successful business as well. And in the beginning, I I did have some scarcity type of feeling that when I was not able to get the customer, because I was thinking my customers are grabbed by my competitors, and that very much feeling was painful for me. But sooner I I fixed this issue, I understood that no, that's not the case. I need to believe on law of attraction, and law of attraction is referring me, whatever you will think positively, that will become part of reality. It means that if you think that you will get so many customer by doing this type of practice, eventually or later you will get these customer. But until you will not dream that there will be so many customer with you one day, or sooner or later you will never get a number of customer, or hence it will impact on your sales in a business. So that mindset, when I transform my mindset from scarcity to abundance, since then the customers are increasing every day, because I don't care about my competitors, I don't care about my industry, I don't care about the other limiting factors. But what I care, that I will get my customer with my right administrative or marketing or sales techniques, and that give me a completely different approach. The same thing is about a scarcity business mindset business person, who will always think that our customer are running out, my customers are going to other shops or other businesses or in the same industry. And that's why he or she will be in a jealousy, or will not doing something right steps to bringing the customer uh, to them, or that will impact negatively their sale, because of limited mindset, because of these type uh, of activities what they will do. So also, um, the abundance mentality is saying enough for everyone. Everyone will get eventually for them, no matter it looks like it's easy. It's not easy for me to get customer, or it's not easy to find a soulmate or right person for me, or anything, or right product for me, or not right amount of income, or the money which I'm looking for. Eventually you will get it, but you have to believe on this. It is also very important, the last point for abundance. When you believe in abundance, you try to give credit of the success to other. You do not hesitate that that the other, this is possible only because my team member has done this, or my team have done this. you know that's the mentality of the leaders. So leaders always give credit to their team, whatever they have achieved it. Where are the other case, the scarcity mindset leader, if they are in any leadership role, they said, I did it, yes, of course, yeah, I did it. And they ignore completely their um, their team, or if it's a family matter, they completely ignore the contribution of their spouse, whether husband or wife or children. That's how they are thinking. So you see how this important, the scarcity mindset is directly linked in your daily life. Whatever you are doing and you are making a positive contribution, you are person of abundance. And the same thing, if you are getting the result, you are the person who believe in limited resources, who are in the thing. But the question is is believing on scarcity is really a bad thing? You mean there is no scarcity in the world? That's a question. That's a very valid question, because we see that many thousands of thousand people are dying because of hunger. Uh, Poverty is a curse, and there are many resources in the world which are scientifically and with statistically they are running out from the earth. So are they not scarcity? I will come on this point, how we need to take it, and what are the true and the right explanation of this thing uh, later in the session. But before going in the setting, in the next slide, if you have any question or you want to comment, please feel free to ask now, or you want to share any story from your personal life, you are very welcome to ask, or you describe your thoughts. And before we go to the next slide.
I'll share something, and I first want to say hello to Cha Cha because Cha Cha's been wanting to come to this. So I'm so glad that you're here. You too, Mona.
Hi,
Um,
please. Thank you.
yeah, yeah. So I had my car had broken down for one of the early classes when I first started taking classes, doing this class with Maratib, and I had to miss one. And it was funny because when the car broke down, all I could think about was how lucky I was to have a car to break down, number one. And while I'm waiting, I had told my daughter I was on the phone with her. And so it was COVID, so they can't come get you or anything. So she was coming to pick me up. I was about 45 minutes from home. And then my best friend called and I told her, I said, oh, I'm just broken down on the side of the road. I'm just waiting on Sarah to come. She said, oh, do you need me to come get you? Everyone was so like, oh no, that's the worst thing that could ever happen. But I was like, no, I have insurance. I've got a tow truck. They're going to be here in a second. But I was thinking, I was so lucky to have insurance, to have a car, to have people to come and get me. I wasn't upset ever about a car breaking down. It wasn't a big deal because all I had were the thoughts of abundance. I couldn't have been luckier. And it was raining. I mean, I was outside in the rain when no one can get me. So it wasn't terrible. So I just want to tell you, thoughts of abundance are much more
That's
relaxing too. Because then when something happens and you do think of all the great things you've got, that one thing doesn't seem so big while you're handling it. You just handle the problem and then you just move on. So I just want to share
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. There could be the other person who, in the same situation but with a different result, because you believed or you acted according to requirement what the abundance is requiring or asking you to do. But if other person is have a scarcity mentality, then her or his response will be very different, and they would be in more difficult situation than before. That's why, because you thought that on that situation you will eventually come out, and you do not take it as a negatively on that day. So that's very much, and these reflections we get every day, uh, many times. um, and some reflections, some incidents are big enough to give us or motivate us to believe on abundance. And sometimes we do mistakes, and we rewire our brain to towards the right beliefs or right thoughts, and then we start to ready for moving on without these mistakes which we have done, or with without these negative type of phenomena like scarcity mindset. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Jenny. Uh, so let's go to our next one. And that is a quick thought from me is most people around us get sense of personal worth by competing their life events with others. They make decisions to achieve similar results by competing to others. In other words, their inner security is outside in. Yeah, so now we are discussing about security, why people are in scarcity mindset, because they believe and they are very much hardwired by brain and how that they are uh, their security lies outside. So all the time they look outside, not the inside. And because they ignore or they don't know, they are not awakened yet. So their all happiness or sorrows or sadness belongs to the outside world. So an outside world is anything other than yourself is outside. And just like I said, you start to take follow social mirrors, and you think that other people are getting success like this, so you will blindly follow them, and without realize what your true potential is, and why they are and how they are earning money. So let's kickstart my life in the same way which my neighbor is doing, which my cousin is doing, which my other friend is doing. That's how we are are being driven. But this is very much relative with not believing on abundance, and because you are competing, and that competing, Dr. Stephen spoke very well about this. And I want to show you Dr. Stephen's 2 minutes video. Um, and and because he mentioned about competing or comparing, these all things uh, are cancers, even emotional cancers, which everybody has. So in the book Eighth Habit, he mentioned that there are 5 cancers which we or mostly people are indulged with them. And these are: we all the time criticizing, we are all the time complaining in a complaining mode, we are comparing ourselves with other, we are competing ourselves with other, or other people with other, or we are trying to stop other people, we are trying to contending. So criticizing, complaining, comparing, competing, and contending, these are 5 cancers, and that our behavior are showing every day, and we get very disappointing result. I would like to share a quick video uh, from my teacher, my legend, Dr. Stephen Covey. Uh, May God bless him, because he is no more with us. He passed away in an accident in 2012. But his books, his works is influencing not only my life, but also millions other people. Uh, so I I'm going to play this YouTube video, but I'm going to turn on my system sound so that you can listen, and then after that I will come back. Thank you.
Better Life Media, America's leading source for life improvement, presents Stephen Covey. Habit. From effectiveness to greatness.
Need to look at what is it that enables us to discover, to find our voice. But let me tell you 5 things that do not. These are what I call the 5 metastasizing emotional cancers. And if you get involved in these 5 things, I will guarantee you it will create such static and such compartmentalization inside your nature, you will never really find your voice. The attitude and spirit of criticism, of comparing, of complaining, of competing for a sense of your own worth, and of contending. That is a mean spirit kind of argument, kind of a contention. These are 5 metastasizing cancers. Criticizing, complaining, comparing, competing, not in a basketball game or in a marketplace, but competing for a sense of personal worth, and then contending. The spirit of contention. Now, if you want to see how serious this problem is, watch the raise of hands right here in this group of many, many hundreds of people. Think carefully about this question. How many seriously believe that the vast majority of the workforce in your organizations possess more talent, more capability, more creativity, etc., than their present jobs require or even allow them to use? How many agree? Now look around. Look around. That's literally almost every hand. And the finding that we have all around the world, a profound alienation, disempowerment of the workforce in organizations. People have not found their voice. There is no passion, which necessitates external motivation, supervision, psych up, hovering over, check up. The whole panoply of techniques used by the industrial age.
Yeah. So you see, he yeah. So he mentioned about the 5 metastasizing cancer, how it has they have gone and spread like COVID-19 everywhere, and we in somehow in a higher degree we are in this in these one of the cancers we are. So I also wants to mention my my story from my personal experience when I was working as an administrative assistant in a biggest university. And when I stood up in a conference and I presented 13-point agenda for welfare of the junior staff. So even though what made me courageous to stand and to raise voice for welfare of the junior staff in the university. What I practice, I believed on abundance mentality, because I did not go for a higher role, and I thought that even on as an assistant of professors in the university, I still can contribute immensely, and my lower role will not stop me, will not uh, leash my potential. So that belief on abundance will gave me courage to stood and spoke in front of vice chancellor. So that is a little insight from my personal life in regard to abundance mentality. Uh, what about you think this in Dr. Stephen is saying again about what is scarcity mindset. He's saying most inverted commas start quote, mostly people are deeply scripted in scarcity mentality. They see life as having only so much, as though there were only one pie out there. And if someone else get a big piece of pie, it means less for everyone else. So you see, that's why we are miser as well, and why we are do we are like this, because we think that that will run out, and we do not share with us. That's why the leader always believe in sharing, and where is the opposite people do not believe on sharing, because they think that if they will share your thoughts or your ideas with other, they will steal it, they will and it will run out. Many people uh, said to me, Maratib, you are giving so much valuable content free of cost to many people who is interested, and the same content is also available uh, when people pay them as well, to the trainers or to the coaches. So I said, I believe on abundance. I will continue to share my these valuable content free of charge, because I thought and I think that nobody can um, steal my content from me. I own these content or these all ideas which I'm sharing every Sunday. So, but if I will have a scarcity mindset, then I will be very reluctant to share any of the big thought to you, to be honest. And because of very nature of my character does not allow me to believe other than abundance mentality. And obviously that's very important. Uh, Also, because of scarcity, now I'm going to discuss a quick view. I know we are running of time. I will wrap up very quickly as well. The scarcity mindset disasters. How scarcity mindset ruined our relationship. If you are a husband, if you are a wife, if you are in somehow in any relationship, eventually you will lose that companionship because of scarcity mindset, because of your authoritative nature, because so many negative things are associated with you. Unfortunately, if you are at work, you will always fighting with your colleagues, with your junior staff in the meetings, and you know uh, will definitely not produce the desired result, isn't it? We always fight, and that fighting is in result on somehow scarcity concept of not believing on abundance, not respecting other, lack of integrity, lack of humility, lack of courage, cowardice, push-ups and stuff, So that's how it is about. There is an example of international level. Um, the there is a big campaign in the world that the water of the world is running out. People don't have water to use for daily life, and they are running, and water scarcity is everywhere in many countries. There's a lot of NGOs are working. I want to specifically mention about two big countries who have gained the nuclear power is India and Pakistan. Both are military equipped country, and both have a scarcity of water, and they think that the water will finish eventually, and both countries people trying to occupy the water resources of each other country, and eventually uh, people have fear they will collapse in form of war, and there will be war, and that mindset of the nations and country can lead a very bad war in future. So uh, on a nation level, that scarcity uh, mindset on a nation is very damaging. The same thing is about uh, very famous the controlling the resources of oil and gas in the world, and there are many rumors. I'm just hearing, giving here just for example. It's not my personal opinion that people in the Middle East and Western they think that they are occupying fuel and gas, oil resources, and because eventually they will, who will have these resources, they will conquer the next century, or they will have resources on other. So that's the scarcity mindset on any level eventually will lead the disaster and bad result on a worldwide level. So uh, now the question is, scarcity does not exist really. If it means if trying to say here scarcity is not good, or so it means it does not exist, or we should not believe on scarcity. No, I don't mean to say that. There are communities, there are many regions in the world in which the scarcity uh, very much exists, and people are really truly um, in danger. When we say scarcity, it does not reflect on the people who are really in need of something. This is scarcity is referring to the people of normal age like me and you, who are well settled, or who are on an average level, or on a higher level, but they still have scarcity mindset, or they still want to control other people, or they still want to earn more money, or they still want to capture the resources, or that scarcity I'm talking about. Or for those countries who have more resources, but still they are still in search of taking more resources, occupy more resources. I'm talking about that scarcity on a country level. So obviously scarcity is there, especially in unfortunately in African country, in East European country, many areas in America itself, uh, in Asia as well, in South Asia as well. So there are so many countries, and especially the countries or region where our war is going on, they definitely have scarcity mindset because they have physically no food there, and physically they are in search of drops of water to do to take it for their survival. You know, that's why it is, um, especially the scarcity mindset in today's world when COVID-19 is spreading. Uh, uh, how we can avoid this COVID-19? I think only survival with other core values is believing on abundance. That like COVID is killing like 10-15% of people, unfortunately. Maybe tomorrow we will see more deaths, unfortunately. But believing on abundance, that there will be more health, there will be more resources, and there will be COVID-19, and will survive us best and make us more, help us to make more positive steps in order to eradicate this pandemic, this vital disease, unfortunately. So even on the nation level, we have to be optimistic. We have to be very, very believer on abundance. That's the only way how we can cope with COVID. We cannot COVID on with a physical or scientific way, to be honest, in my personal opinion, fully. But on a spiritual level, on on a character level, only if we are stronger, then we can cope COVID-19. Uh, so there is a very famous saying that depth of your abundance depends on the depth of your gratitude. That's very important thing as well. Many religious people or people who believes in some sort of philosophy, they often show gratefulness. They are very thankful towards people or towards nature or towards God, that whatever they have there is enough for them. So that's very good. These type of things will good for us as well, in some sort of that same image I showed in the last slide as well. And I think that the many of rich and greatest people start their life from being poor, but believe in abundance led them to spend privileged life after. Of course, that's a very true. That's very true. Um, so people who have a poor background will never be a poor at all. Or even if they do not go school for some poor socioeconomic reason, will lead life. For example, I must quote you example of my favorite um, life coach and trainer, Brian Tracy from America, from Canada. He mentioned in his interview that he ran away from school. He failed in school so many times because he was very poor, and then he even could not write properly. But later in the life, he learned something, and then he did some voyage all across the world, and then he learned a lot of things, and then now he is the highest earner in the world. And also he is writing every year 3 4 5 books every year, 3 4 5 books every year. So you know, what he was before and now what he is, uh, if he would believe on scarcity mindset, he would remain there. Or maybe, I don't know whether we never know who is Brian Tracy. That's just my single humble opinion. Also, if you see that image, um, maybe you are living in a privileged life. You have a nice home, nice car, good partner, more wealth in your bank account, very educated background. Also, you have maybe rich parents or people around you. But there are many people, or 80% of the world people, they are a sort of these fish who have very limited water, but how they have to survive in this world. Um, I mean, there is a joke that it's so this left hand fish who is in less water should jump into the higher fish, a higher fish tank, so she will be survived very best. But it's not true. It cannot happen with you. You need to believe that there are 2 3 mindset, I think. Being a fish, you can confine yourself only in that water and live the life in the water happy. You don't have to be jealous or other fishes living in a big water or large water tank. The other mindset could be she will be happy or she would be happy by seeing other fish in a large tank. You know, many people induce the happiness from other. I met personally many people in my life who have very poor socioeconomic background, but they are happy because other people around him are happy. So that is another mastery of life and surviving best surviving thing as well. The third approach that fish can that she needs to learn some techniques so that how she can jump um, properly, organizedly into the big tank, and then she can lead more life, and she can uh, walk or swim more in a deep water and enjoy and unleash her potential. And so there are many type of mindset you can do. Or do you have a mindset with this? Many people think that, oh, that's a positive, half glass is full and half glass is empty. Both are right, but which mind you will be going with, or which you need to have, or which will be part of your life, which will be part of your brain thinking process. Um, Obviously you will have this or this, and then you will lead the life. Obviously, if many people, or like I said, 70-80% people, they have this mindset, oh, half glass is empty. That's I don't have enough water, or that it will go eventually. I will drink it, and where the next water will come, how I will do next, how I will do, and how I will do, blah, 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 that type of mind. The other attitude is, oh, there is a half water. Oh, it's full. Oh, very great. Oh, thankful. I'm very thankful what I have today. Let's drink it slowly. Yeah. And let's enjoy my present moment. Let's enjoy my present situation. And tomorrow, when it will come tomorrow, I will see tomorrow. But today, at least, I can enjoy. So that person will not have fear. That person will have fear because he believe in future. And like in our last a few weeks before, the fear is directly linked with your future dreams. So sometime you don't have to see future dreams if you want to become abundance. And that's the mindset many people have, or many people do. um, so now is the last I would like to say, if you think that, what do you think that that old smiling man, you know um, I am very impressed with that man. Look at his class, look at the joy he has, you know? Look at the background. He will be affiliated with any community or any country or village, or but he's very happy. He's so much happy. Maybe he does not know where his next food come from. Maybe he does not have job. Maybe his 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 children or parents have died in miserable condition in somehow, but he's very happy. You know how this contentment or this peace comes in mind, that we have to go for. Everybody needs to survive for that. Everyone will not be enough rich. Everybody will can never be millionaire. Everybody cannot get expensive car or big house or university degree. No, not at all. Then how we survive peacefully, with proud, with comfort? That's everybody has to work on how they can do. Everybody has a different approach to get this peace. Or if you see these monks, have you seen these monks before in your life? Many times. And these monks are very, very happy. They do not have anything with them. Even if they have how, if they had house, if they had any money or anything, they left everything. Many times we see stories. But now they are going outside and they say they are beggars and they are very happy. I'm not saying you to follow them, but just I'm saying that how you can survive best without even materialistic possessions. It's no wonder, because the possessions in our life nowadays we have will eventually, because they are temporarily, they are not long lasting. The best leader is the one who survives in every situation happily, calmly. For example, if I'm a leader and I do have money, I do have a car, I do have a family, I do have abundance resources, and tomorrow for some reason I don't have these, or I'm missing one or two these three things, will I not be a leader? Do you think that I will not be a leader? So if I will not be a leader, the current state of my leader, being a leader, is a fake leadership, because the leader is the one who always accepts challenges in every situation. And when he or she accept the challenges, it means that they are in peace, they are happier in every situation, they feel gratitude towards what they have, they are thankful, they are grateful to other people, uh, and that's it. Or if they are believe on God, they are thankful to God. If they don't believe on God, they believe on something, they are thankful, they're still thankful, they have feelings of gratitude in anything. But look, if people don't have God, or even they are not happy without God, they believe on religion, or even if they don't believe on any religion, or they belongs to any particular faith or any philosophical group, or but still if they don't have gratitude, how you will survive in this world? How do you will survive in this on this planet? So what my point is to bring your life uh, as a happier in any situation, whether you have abundance resources, and you have to believe that you will have abundance resources if you don't have. But if you eventually, if you lose some resources, you still believe on abundance resources, and you will get eventually that all abundance resources, wealth, job, money, car, and people, you know. So that's how, that's our attitude, that's a paradigm which we have to do. No, if you see these two gentlemen, you know, they somehow belongs to some Asian background, and they are look have a very poor socio-economic background. But look at, if you see their eyes, they are very happy. They do not have million and pound in their bank account. Maybe even they even never visited any bank. The wall they have stood by is just is a very weak wall. If it means their surrounding, physical surrounding, they don't live in a not a well structured house, but the peace in their eyes or mentality of abundance which they have cannot be equal to the other person who have all these things, and he or she still believe on abundance, scarcity mindset. Because eventually, whether you believe on scarcity mindset or you believe on abundance, the ultimate goal of human being or our creature, we creature are human being, the ultimate goal is to get peace, to become happier. That's we all are doing. But that happiness will be true happiness, isn't it? But if we are not getting, whether by becoming rich or by becoming poor, that's our fault. That's our failure, to be honestly. That's the lack of leadership skills. So to become a leader, you don't have to be on a formal position. Leadership is a mindset which you can get in any state of your physical presence. Whether you are living in a village or in a five-star hotel, or you are a master of anything, or you belongs to many multi-billionaire group, it doesn't matter. But what matter, how successful you are managing yourself and keeping yourself balanced and keeping yourself away from scarcity mindset and believing and living by abundance mentality, with supported by your father integrity, with your grandfather humility and courage. So that's the how I did. There are some reading. Obviously, we have. It has become a long session. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your interest to stay with me in the session. I will leave these book reading, because of a lack of timing. Maybe I will including some in the next time. And before I hang up or I close this session, if you have any question, please feel free to ask me. You can unmute your mic and you can speak directly. You have any question? Cho, Mona, Romeo, you can share any story. You can share, you can put your camera on as well if you want to have a video question. You're very welcome. Or Jenny, you have anything to speak or share so far? Right. So, in the last, I would like to remind you to visit some of the pages and subscribe our YouTube channel. I'm trying to build a community where I will be sharing a lot of great stuff, and I want to learn from your comments as well. Please comment as well, and so that we can develop a great community. And thank you so much. And the next week, next Sunday, I will be speaking on wisdom, core value wisdom. And we will discuss in details about wisdom. And thank you so much. And it's a just 20-second video, and then I will hang up. Thank you.